Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Treading Warm Water, a proud part of the Bethel Clarion podcast network. If you're joining us either via Spotify or iTunes, wherever you get your audio podcasts, or YouTube, thanks for joining us as we continue yet another quarantine edition. Today with us, we have Braeden Peterson, Sam Johnson, Josh Towner, my co-host as always. Braeden, you have the floor.
All right. Now, I believe in a very big world of breakfast cereal that the best breakfast cereal based on flavor and variety is Captain Crunch.
Yes.
Give me some reasons.
Yes.
My reasoning is you have a plethora of flavors, peanut butter, cookie, whatever, oops all berries, crunch berries, my personal favorite, the classic crunch. You have so many varieties. You can eat it with milk, or you can be a psycho and eat it with no milk. It still tastes great. But I think it's the best breakfast cereal.
You see, I'm a huge fan of Cinnamon Life and Honey Bunches of Oats. To me, those two may be the best cereals of all time. And I think they're the best because of how underrated they are. People think, oh, it's just a box. It's not got any like flashy like pirate on it or like cool puzzles on the back. But I personally think those two may be the best too. But I think where Captain Crunch kind of lacks for me is that it cuts up the roof of your mouth. It is so tough to eat because it destroys like all of your gums. And like, is that just me like not knowing how to chew like Emma Harville, or is that something you guys go through as well?
I do not usually have that problem with my Cap'n Crunch. So it very well could be you just having a hard time chewing. I feel like, though, if you eat Cap'n Crunch like without letting it sit in the milk for a little bit, I guess I could see how that happens. I guess like maybe eating it plain like a psycho, as Braeden said, could get you there. I'm with you 100% on this, Braeden. Growing up, my mom did not let us eat a lot of sugary cereal, and Cap'n Crunch was like our vacation cereal. It's like, all right, we're going up to the grandparents' lake house. We'll let you guys eat some Cap'n Crunch. Have your dessert. So in my mind, it is inextricably linked to having a good time and like being off school, or like maybe it's Christmas break, maybe it's spring break. There's something exciting going on, and I'm eating Cap'n Crunch. So I really can't argue with the point.
Sam, where are you at?
Well, it's interesting. I don't really have that big of a internal beef with cereals so much. It's kind of more like I'm easily swayed when it comes to these type of discussions. So I'm hearing what Josh and what Braeden are saying with Captain Crunch. Cereal to more of an oatmeal-based breakfast kind of a platter. So it's really not a serious debate. For years, I had Honey Nut Cheerios, which to me I thought was, top dog in terms of, because it was, before that it was Cheerios. So plain, I think it's so plain, and they don't have much flavor. And I mean, I almost choked on one when I was little. It's like you don't know whether to swallow it or whether they like dissolve in your mouth enough. So I had kind of a gripe with them, and then Honey Nut Cheerios came, and I knew how to chew a little more as and the honey element of that really added a lot of benefit to it. So, like I said, for years it was Honey Nut Cheerios, and then now it's oatmeal. So, but by this debate, I think you guys make great points. Maybe I'll have some Cap'n Crunch after this to try it out.
So I'm just going to list some different types of cereal that I think could absolutely rival, and I think do rival, Captain Crunch. Those being Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs is better than just the plain peanut butter Captain Crunch because you also get the chocolate profile. Fruit Loops are a classic. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms. I'll even take a nice shredded mini wheat, and two of my favorites, Fruity Pebbles and Raisin Bran Crunch. I think both of those or all of those are fantastic cereals. I don't see Cap'n Crunch to me being like the number one cereal. I do love Cap'n Crunch. My mom makes a cookie for Christmas that's a Cap'n Crunch cookie. It's like with white chocolate, pretzels, peanuts. It's fantastic, but I don't think I could say that that's number one. but also I like bland stuff like Rice Krispies. Like I think Rice Krispies is like a fantastic cereal. So maybe, you know, my not tasting water taste buds are just out of whack.
I need to real quick. I think Sam is actually going to be on the same side as you, Joe, where Cap'n Crunch will hurt your mouth. As he said, he had his troubles with Cheerios growing up, and now he's an oatmeal guy. So clearly, he has this tendency towards soft foods. That honestly, it sounds like the same kind of boat that you're in, Joe.
And now, as for your big letter S, so how can you even eat?
As for your list, Reese's Puffs are not good. I gotta say that flat out, straight up. They're just not good. The flavor on both, it could be so much better. And the reason it's not good is because it has such a high ceiling for how good of a cereal it could be. But in reality, the chocolate and the peanut butter, both of those flavors are not strong enough in the cereal. I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch, sure, we'll give it a chance. Raisin Bran Crunch is probably the best one that I agree with you there, because Raisin Bran is maybe the most underrated cereal of all time. It's one of the few ways that you can actually eat raisins and enjoy them. To throw it back to a trail mix discussion we've had.
Good point.
I think just because of the nostalgia that comes with Cap'n Crunch for me, though, I can't really fight back against Braden's take. Real quick, I am curious though. Do you guys say Captain Crunch or Cap'n Crunch as it's spelled on the box?
Just like it's spelled, Cap'n Crunch.
Okay.
I respect his title. I call him Captain.
Okay, so Braden's the only one who uses the T. Is that right?
Correct.
Do you salute every time you take some of the cereal?
Dude, every time I take a bite, I take a salute at that man.
Can I just say I forgot of my all-time favorite cereal is Trix, and not Trix with the balls, but Trix when it used to be the fruit, like the good old style Trix.
I respect that.
I disagree with your theory that Reese's Puffs isn't good. I think it's fantastic. I think you get your hopes too high, like you do with a lot of stuff, because you're kind of a cat person, and I think that really just I think that's a bad argument. I think Lucky Charms I would take over Cap'n Crunch. I think there's just so many different flavor profiles in the cereal aisle, and I think Cap'n Crunch, to me, you say it has all these flavors. I see 3 flavors with Cap'n Crunch. It's the berry mix, the regular, and the peanut butter. And I don't think that either of those 3 really stand out to me as an amazing, cereal.
I need to respond to a personal attack here. To say that I'm more of a cat person and that's why I get my hopes up. What kind of cat person gets their hopes up? Is it just in that they get a cat and they hope it's a good time and then find out that it's not because they got a cat?
Correct, because cats are the watermelon of animals. Cats are terrible.
Thank God I got my earbuds
in. But yeah, Braeden, why do you think Cap'n Crunch is your favorite? Is it the nostalgia, or is it just that you think the taste tastes better than any other cereal?
Dude, it's that flavor. It's the flavor. It's literally that crunch, that the edge. I don't know what's about it. I mean, a little bit of nostalgia in there. I think though, when you say there's only 3 flavors, I mean, I think there's a ton. When you guys remember I remember when I was younger and they started redoing them. They had like those like donut ones that were like. Those are insane. Those were huge. Those were like the Oreo cereals before the Oreo cereal even came out. And they have Oops All Berries, all this stuff. See, look, Josh, he's going down memory lane right now, having an epiphany.
They had donut Cap'n Crunch?
Yeah, they're like these donuts.
This was completely hidden from me. I need to go have a stern discussion with my mother.
Unreal.
Are you guys like 2%, or are you guys like almond milk or substitute milk? Because I'm an almond milk person. I love almond milk, and I think almond milk.
I'll drink.
I think it boosts the flavor of the cereal because I think it boosts the flavor of the cereal because it's not as strong as regular milk is.
Like Sam, I am a skim milk guy. I was raised on it, so I didn't really have a choice in the say. Now that I get to the point where I understand more about milk, I realize that it's pretty much just water with a little bit of milk in it, but it's what I've been trained to enjoy. So unfortunately, I'm a skim guy. That's just how it is.
Oof.
Braeden, what kind of milk do you use with your cereal quickly here?
Honestly, I'll use whatever except whole or skim. So I'm a big 2% almond milk guy.
Okay, so you're a real middle of the spectrum guy, and when it comes to milk. Okay.
Yes.
Let's run around the table real quick, our virtual Google Hangouts table here, and see where everybody's at. Sam, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Well, I'm now swayed into trying. I think I would still kind of hold true to the Honey Nut Cheerios in terms of breakfast cereal, because that's kind of the one that I was cultured with. But I'm definitely more swayed now than I was before, so I might have to seriously consider buying one of them, Captain Crunch, for me.
Joe, what are you thinking now?
I think when I listed all the best cereals that I would consider better than Captain Crunch, you were a coward and didn't bring up Frosted Flakes, because Frosted Flakes, I think, may be one of the best cereals of all time. I think Captain Crunch is good. It might be something that I rotate through maybe, once a month when I'm buying cereal. It's not going to be my go-to. My go-to is going to be Life and Honey Bunches of Oats. And, when I'm feeling a little risque, I want to treat myself, I go Captain Crunch. Or not Captain Crunch, I go Frosted Flakes.
I would say, in terms of marketing, Frosted Flakes is probably unrivaled. Having Tony Tiger run around and shoot hoops like with a family, that's adorable. And I can't think of any other cereal that has a better ad campaign than Frosted Flakes. But I think in terms of flavor, it's just middle of the road. But I do think that there are a ton of good cereals, which is why Captain Crunch takes the edge for me, just because of that nostalgia factor. I think if you pressed me, I don't think I could think of an actual flavor or ingredient or any kind of reason why it's better, other than that it's linked to the good times I had as a child. And that's why it's my front runner in a very wide and competitive field of breakfast cereals. Braeden, where are you at as we wrap up here?
I still hold true to what I said. Like you said, nostalgia has a little bit of part of it, but I think it's just, I don't know, it's one of those cereals that just stands out to me as, just with the berry, the variety of flavors and the texture that it brings to the table when you're eating cereal.
All right, well, that'll do it for another episode of Treading Warm Water. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and listening. For Braeden Peterson, Sam Johnson, and Joe Heedy, I myself, Josh Towner, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.